Well, good afternoon, everybody. I have to say I could have not thought of a better moment to get together and take the opportunity of sharing some and a few thoughts about what ClubSwan has been in these 25 years and very much more important, what we're aiming for it to be in the future. So in the venue of Porto Cervo, we all know how much we love it, what a temple of international yachting has become, and to host here the nation trophy is something fantastic. And furthermore, the fact that 24 different nationalities among all the crews are present here tells us a lot about the internationality of sailing. And we take this opportunity, as I was saying, to celebrate, to share what ClubSwan has been in these 25 years. It was exactly at the same time that we made the acquisition of nautorswan when we said to each other, to our team, before looking for new clients, let's make sure that the existing ones are taken well care of. And there were like 1,800 boats, swans around the world. And so we said, let's concentrate in giving them the best possible technical service, the opportunities, events, and privileges. And let's get them as a community to enjoy extensively the pleasure, the privilege of owning a swan. And so that was happened. And among the various things that we were doing, we aimed in bringing back racing to where the DNA imposed it to be. And so there was the Swan Cup, there were some regional swan regattas around in Europe and America. And so we started revitalizing them and started to create the racing as a dimension of the ClubSwan life. And so many things have happened in these 25 years. It was first about rating races, and later on we started with the first one design, the 45, then followed the 42s, until we even decided to create a dedicated brand to the ClubSwan yachts, so that they could be identified as a very specific kind of yacht, rather than overlapping them with what Swan were. And that led us to bring the first Swan One Design regattas, the Nation League and the Nation Trophy, and all of this is happening. And I take this occasion, first of all, and most importantly, to say a big thank you to the so many people that in the past have supported nautorswan, our racing activities, the building of the boats, our programs, and so many people have done it in the past. You are doing it at the present. I hope you will be doing it in the future, and many more people to come. And so today is a very special moment because I believe that celebration happen because you're looking forward. An anniversary is to look forward, and these 25 years that have been fantastic, despite the challenges, the difficulties, but also so many satisfaction, are giving us the energy, the motivation to look well into the future. And this is what this meeting is about today. Sharing the satisfaction of what went on, but even more so, tell you a little bit what we're planning for ClubSwan into the future. And last but not least, we'll share two new ClubSwans. I think one of them you know a lot about already. It's the 43, so it's an opportunity to give you an update and tell you what's going on in Finland, to start the production very shortly. And then last but not least, there is quite an exceptional novelty maybe in unexpected and maybe a surprise to many people, and eventually a question mark, which is the ClubSwan 28. And I will spend just a few words before I hand it over to Federico on this specific project, because I want to pose the question to you before you pose it to us, asking why Swan goes from 128 feet to a 28 feet. Why get involved in such a large range of yachts? And the reason is very simple. It is a strong motivation for us to bring a boat that is aimed to the new generation, to young sailor, a boat that can some of our kids may enjoy while we're using the bigger boats, but mostly open to create a number of activities that is aimed to discover talents, new great sailors, and really bring a larger community of passionate sailors to share some of the values that are typical of the Swan community, the Club Swan. And on top of that, though we have not identified any project, but for sure we shall be thinking of creating a project with the ClubSwan 28, which will be directed on social projects in order to allow also people that maybe come from less privileged families or situations that have talent and have merits to come and share the beauty and of sailing, but also discover what sailing can give you in building up your character and getting you ready for the challenges that one is going to face in the real life. So thank you once again. Very happy to be here with you and sharing all these novelties. And I will hand it over to Federico Michetti, director of ClubSwan Racing. Thank you.
I mean, you are so great on doing that. And I mean, I'm working for ClubSwan since 2019, and I'm still amazed from the passion and the love that Leonardo and all the team have for our sailor, our owners, and our boat. So it's a huge privilege to be here tonight. So I think that is time to go in deep. The ClubSwan 28. So in the office in the last few months, we call this the ClubSwan baby. Okay, it's a fun name, we think, and it's very difficult for us sometimes to go back to the ClubSwan 28. So for us, the baby is our entry swan to the racing world. And there are like 3 words that for us are going to be milestone in this project. That is the simplicity of the project, the quality of the boat, and the pure one design spirit. So these are absolutely our 3 milestones. The 28 will fit the high-level ClubSwan racing, but also the aim is to go around the world and join the most important events. It's our owner-driver class. We would like to see only maximum 5 persons in the team, and we will not have any kind of crewway limit. Juan later will help me in this presentation. We think that the optimal weight will be around 350 kilos, but again, we really would like to avoid any kind of weighing and all these situations that are making our life quite difficult. It's a no hiking. We would like to go on a configuration with the crew with the leg in. I think that this is super cool and is creating a lot of social moment in the team. It's a very fun way to go racing and to enjoy and to create a good moment with the full team. We will build the boat, but then it's our intention to have a full sea trial for testing and the final decision on the boat. So the boat, when will be released, will be ready to go. And our aim is to work for have a summer with 10 boats on the starting line. So, are you ready? Okay. This is the ClubSwan 28. We felt that 28 is a good size. It's bigger than the small boats that are around, but at the same time is smaller compared to the others. So I think that this will fit perfectly the sailing world. It's a beauty. Juan later on will help us to explain the characteristic of the boat. As you can see here, we prepare some slides for you so you can see the boat in very different angles. I feel that is pretty cool. Okay, Juan, take the mute off and you will need to help me here.
Okay.
So, obviously we will try to be as simple as possible, but at the same time we want a boat that is performing well in every kind of condition. So this is the sail inventory for a boat, so a mainsail, a light medium jib, a heavy jib and 2 kites. We think that this is a good inventory and will help us to have a good usage of the sail, but at the same time to be always with the right sail on. It will be obviously a carbon mast with no backstay. No backstay because again we aim to have a crew between 4 and 5 people, and again the backstay we think that is just unnecessary at this moment. Juan later on we will explain us how the rig will work. Basic electronics, compass, speed, distance to the line, so very easy. An outboard engine. And what we think that is cool is that the boat will obviously not need a captain, and in 4 hours the boat will be from the water to the trailer on the freeway. Obviously it will go on a trailer, as we say, with a normal SUV, and will fit in a 40 container, and this is also a good feature because will help the evolution of the boat and the fleet around the world. So Juan, I think that now is your time.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Fede, for the introduction. Indeed, the concept of this boat is to make the biggest boat for a trailerable, for a concept that is easy to handle and trailer. And like you said, behind a normal SUV. I think there is an image later that will show it. The boat is 8.5 meters long for the road legal 2.5 meters wide, without requiring any specific permits to go on the road, nor to heel the boat on the trailer or anything like that. The draft is 1.8 meters, which allows the boat to weigh just under 1,000 kilos. Like you see there, the sail plan is very powerful. The mainsail area is just over 35 square meters. Jib is almost 20 square meters, and the kite is about 75 square meters. So overall, we have a boat that doesn't push it to the limit of absolute performance, because we didn't want to go to the extreme about performance. But keeps it at the high end of something that is manageable and something easy to sail and easy to transport and easy to put together. The concept of the rig, which is what you're looking at now, because we didn't want to have neither backstays nor runners, is a system that basically pretty much like the skiff boats. I mean, this is nothing new. It's not an invention, but it's something that has been proven to work really well in other classes. It's a system that by moving the mast up and down through a hydraulic system, the single hydraulic system on the boat, very simple mast jack type of system. By moving the rig up and down, the mast bend and the tension on the headstay is achieved very much like a skiff rig via these upper shrouds with their own set of spreaders, and the lower shrouds like you can see here. In this, I don't know if you can appreciate it in the picture, but this simulates just a 20 millimeter up and down movement of the mast. By no means it will be more than 30 millimeters. So with only 20 millimeters, we can actually achieve the headstay tension and mast bend that you would achieve otherwise via the runners or backstays in a classical rig setup. So we think this is very simple, It's been proven and adds a very interesting feature on this modern one design sailboat. Other than that, I would say that is a fairly I would say conventional, but there's nothing very radical on the boat. The hull is a very low wetted surface, and a boat that is easy to use, and that it will perform well in the medium light airs. It's not a boat that is designed to go super fast on the heavy air conditions, but it is a boat to keep a one design fleet racing close together and having fun, basically. This is the concept. Here you see the deck layout. Like Fede said, we're gonna have the crew sitting inboard, so all the ergonometry of the deck layout has been designed around that. Obviously the torsos will be able to be further outboard on the boat, but not more than that. And like I said, a very simple, straightforward. Everything is already proven and functioning. The keel is a lifting keel, which makes it easy to transport. You will see it on a trailer in a little bit. And like I said, nothing really is very exotic or very out of what the norm of these boats are. And the idea was, like Fede said, to sail about 4 people with a weight limit, and then very much very easy maneuvers for four people. The transport of 4 people as well is easy, because 4 people always fit in a big SUV or in a van. And so with one transport, this boat could be taken to any of the venues and very easily rigged up, put on the water, and then vice versa, taken out of the water, put in the trailer, and go back home. This is the idea. You can see that we try to keep it very much like a dinghy type of style boat, and with an open cockpit, very maneuverable, very easy to handle, and not much more to say, Fede, unless you think of something I've forgotten.
I mean, we evaluate many solutions. The boat will have a full retriever system with a sliding hatch on the bow, and then we will have, we will adjust the height of the mast with a permanent jack that will be controlled by the cockpit. So we have an exotic look, but the boat is pretty traditional, and as Juan say, is not going to be extreme. We want to have a very good all-round performance in medium light breeze, but also a boat that can handle windy days. As you can see here, also the Traveler is all the way back. This will also help the head state tension, and obviously is keeping the cockpit pretty clean, safe, and easy to handle. So,
and the outboard rudder.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. I hope you guys like it.
Okay, as Leonardo said, this is not a news, but is an update about the ClubSwan 43. What we feel is a perfect crossover, because is not only a racing machine, but is also a cruising boat, and we will have in our optional list all the cruising features that will make the boat enjoyable for daily sailing or for cruising with the family. We think that this is the great combination. Oops, sorry. So this is the first image. Oops, sorry, the remote is too quick. As you can see here, we also have the cruising capability that we think that is very important. Our aim is to bring back the passion of the 90s, where family were cruising to Palma for then having the Copa del Rey and then cruising back, enjoying the time of the family. So we really think that this size will allow us to achieve this plan, and we are very excited. So we think that is a perfect crossover for racing and cruising. The boat is optimized, thanks Swan, maybe he will explain a little bit later, in the ORC category. This will help us to develop the boat and the fleet all around the world. I mean, ORC, we all know that is getting his momentum every day more, so it's definitely the way to go, and Juan will explain us all the study that JYD have done on this project. Anyway, ORC will help us in growing new market, but then obviously our aim is to racing in one design, and the boat will perfectly fit that. The class will take part at the most important Swan One Design event, plus again at the major regatta around the world. This is this is a great team, and has been an honor for me to work with these people around. The boat is built in Nautorswan in Finland. Me and Michelangelo Casadei, that I really want to thank because he's an amazing expert in the boat construction, was helping us. Juan and JYD office did all the naval architect project. We have Vittorio Volonté working as a project manager, and Pascal Kuhn as a project engineer. Pascal was helping us in order to create a smart boat in every single piece. Pure Design is our structural engineer. Steve Wilson has been the designer of the mast, and Micheletti and Partner Interiors. This is a project update. We start in early June the hull lamination. We will start the deck lamination at the end of the month, and the full assembly start in November. Deck and hull December, mold, and the boat will be completed in February. Our idea is to compete in Palmavela, and we will work very hard in order to have 4 to 5 boats at the next Swan Cup in 2024. Juan, maybe you want to talk a little bit about the ORC development?
Yes, well, we've been working really hard on that for over a year, and together also with the ORC committees that basically change and evolve the VPP, which is the heart of the ORC, on a yearly basis. This last year has seen quite a change in some of the mathematics of the program. So we were in straight contact with them. We tested a bunch of things, and we agreed that it would be important to keep the rating of the boat pretty much as a reference and constant throughout the years. So there's no surprises and no rating adjustments and things like that. So we had a very good exchange and interaction with the ORC technical committee and everybody else in that group. And we can come back with 2 very interesting ratings. One which is on the One Design mode, which because of the size of the sails and etc., the boat is on a very fast configuration. And there is another one which is a very ORC optimized configuration, which basically has a little bit of a different, the mainsail in particular is a bit different. And so using those 2 positions, all the different ORC configurations that an owner would like to use can be covered. And we working with the ORC, as I said, on making sure that the One Design configuration has a very good rating and make the boat a winner since the beginning of next year, since the beginning of the first season. And we think that with all the calculations that we've done, and in comparison with the existing 42, which is a very good benchmark in terms of ORC, that this will be a very successful boat in terms of performance to rating compared to the 42. Obviously, the existing 42 has put the bar very high in terms of as an ORC, a successful ORC, a winning ORC boat, and so we have to improve from a very high standard, and it wasn't easy all the time, but we have achieved it, and I'm very happy with the result.
Grazie Juan. The 43 is not just about racing, is also, as we say, a cruising machine. As you will see here, we have 3 cabins, a very nice saloon, comfortable, smart. I think that is a beautiful job done by Micheletti. As you can see here is an example on the right. We have like the racing configuration where the cabin is totally open, and we will be able to dismount completely the front cabin in order to have a light bow for the one design. We will have also a way to close the door in order to have a full privacy on the front cabin. So I think that we have done for the product, and these are some specifications that again are all well known around. So for the 2025 we will have a nation trophy that, as you know, it's a very special event for us because it's not just competing by ourselves, but it's also competing for our nation. So it's something that we really care, and we decide to combine that with all the rating family and all our cruisers around the world. So it will be a great event that we will make us all very proud. Thank you.